Hello, and welcome back to Crimson's Outpost. I know I said I was going to do stuff with the zombie spawner today, but I'm still working on a couple solutions on how to get that best working so that it's safe. I don't want zombies trampling over my head. So in the meantime, I thought what I'd do is I'd get some system where I can take all this excess sorcery that I keep putting into the atmosphere whenever I make something magically and put it to good use. So, in my wonderful Thaumonomicon, we have down here basic Flux research. What this does is it allows you to take those excess bits of magic, of essence, and store it so that you can use it later and you're not shooting into the atmosphere. When there's too much magic in the atmosphere, it makes bad stuff like wisps spawn and you can sometimes get randomly poisoned or other stuff like that. It's not a good thing. So what you first need to do is make an infusion not an infusion altar. That's what you make it in. You need to make a flux filter, which is a silverwood log, 2 gold bars, and some purus and some permutato in an infusion altar. And then from there, you change that into an arcane alembic. This thing. Flux filter, some more gold, a warded jar, and a brewing stand. Warded jar is arcane wood blots by glass panes in an arcane work table, and arcane blots are either normal logs. 9 normal logs would get you 2 arcane wood blots, or 4 great wood logs get you 4. Now, one thing is in the area I had no silverwood trees, so I had to go way down there, like 2,500 blocks to find a silverwood tree. It was pretty far away. But cut it down, lucked out, got a sapling, and now I have a new silverwood tree planted right here. Silverwood trees they create aura nodes, which is what the wand charges off of. If you see it says 250 Viz. Viz is magic. Silverwood trees create magic nodes. And if you plant a bunch of them, the nodes will eventually merge and you'll get this big giant node. And it's kind of complicated how it works. You can move nodes around with silver trees and stuff like that. I'm not going to go too much into it now. But I went ahead and made a couple arcane alembics. So what you do with these is you snap them onto the side of your cauldrons. So boom, boom, boom. We'll put some water in here. And we'll just throw an apple in. Boop. And as soon as it heats up. Okay, now if I go over here, yeah, I can't see anything. So right now this has 2 of the growth one and 2 of the food one. So if I wave my wand at it, you'll now see there's some liquid in here and some liquid in here. Those are those 2 aspects stored in here. Now, what I'm going to do, since to get the aspects out, you need a glass file. These are in your Thaumonomicon again. You actually learn these as soon as you start magic, but there's no real use at the beginning. Glass blocks and clay. Relatively simple. But to get stuff out of these, you need 8. So since apples are 2 each, I'm going to throw a couple more apples in here. And wave my wand at them. And there we go. So now I'll take glass file. And glass file. And now Essentia Messis and Essentia Victus. So this is the growth one. And this is the food one. Kind of neat. So now any excess I have will get stored in these alembics. And you can either pump it back into the cauldron if you need it, or store it in these files. But these files can only hold 8, so we need something bigger. We're going to get warded jars. Yep, same thing you used to make the alembics. Now, if we right-click the file, it'll store in there. Notice the file disappeared. Files are one-time use only when storing essence. But they're not that difficult to make. They're glass and clay, so you can make a bunch of them. Victus. Haha. Now, what if I go away? Like, I actually have a couple others because I was messing around with some stuff earlier. Now, what if I go away, and I don't remember which is which, because these two greens look very similar. Well, there's a couple of ways you can do it. One, bash it, pick it up. Oh, this is herba. And put it back down. Or, there's a piece of thalmic knowledge that you get, Goggles of Revealing. What these do is these will let you see aura nodes and viz and different types of essence when you're wearing them. They're relatively simple to make. Some leather, some gold, some thanometers, and a couple of the aspects down here. Thanometer is simply gold surrounded by a water shard in your arcane word table. Relatively simple to do. The thanometers, if you're holding them and you look at them like you would look at a map, a Minecraft map, it'll point the way towards the closest aura node. Not too useful to begin with, but once you get to making two thanometers, you can make these nifty goggles. Now, if you look in the lower left-hand corner, I have a new little thing. That represents the aura in the area. So I'm nearby an aura node with 89 out of 89 viz. Not a big aura node. It's actually coming from my tree. If the tree wasn't there, you could see it. And there's a skeleton on fire. And you'll also notice it says F, none. That represents flux. When there's lots of flux in the air, which is what you get for spitting out bad materials, it'll say low, moderate, high. The worse the flux, the more crazy stuff is going to happen. But the other thing you can do is if you say throw some stuff in your cauldron, and then you forget what's in there, if you have the goggles on, it will show you what's in there. So currently I have 8 and 8. Now, whack those, get those out here. So if I go over here, oh, you see I currently have 8 Victus in there. Now I have 16. Pretty neat. So now I can always look and figure out what I need. Now the really neat thing is if these are nearby the arcane work table, I don't remember the range on it. It's not very long. You know, it's an okay amount. Let's see, does the Thaumonomicon say? Yeah, it doesn't say how far away it is. But these, the infusion altar will now suck from these if I need these resources. So if I needed this wood resource, it would pull directly from that, and I wouldn't have to throw anything in the cauldron. Pretty neat. But you can just put these jars anywhere, and it will store everything in the jars, so you can eventually stop pumping flux into the atmosphere. It's kind of cool. One other thing I made is a hoe of growth. This is basically, it's a hoe, obviously, since it says it's a hoe. Uses a wand of equal trade and a thaumic hoe. Thaumic hoe is your standard hoe recipe, except it uses thaumium bars instead of any other type of bar. You can use it to till a 3x3 square, or if you right-click on an item, it will act as bone meal. But it uses durability when it does any of these. So just for example, we're going to get a tree, come outside. Oop. Got a troublemaker here. Ah, on fire. Not good. Into the water. Okay. So, just for example, smack this down here. Come on. I guess it doesn't work because it's a forestry tree. But if I click here, you see it's trying to use it. Silverwood trees are weird with the way it grows. But you'll notice it's using durability. Now, because it's a thaumium tool, you can enchant it with the repair enchantment. So it will, grow back over time. Here we go, standard. It'll repair itself over time. Here we go, standard oak tree. Haha! There we go. So, I can now use it for anything that bone meal would affect. Like I said, it doesn't work with some of the other mod tree, so the forestry trees, obviously, you saw it doesn't work with. But it's kind of useful otherwise. So let's just throw those logs in there. So that's some kind of neat stuff I've been doing. Let's see what else. Another kind of neat toy I've got is this one, Spellbinding Cloth. What this does is, if you ever enchanted something and you get a really crappy enchantment on it, you know, like you wanted, looting or sharpness on a sword, and you get Bane of Arthropods. That's horrible. Well, with this, normally what you'd have to do is you'd have to enchant a whole new sword, because you couldn't do anything with the enchants that were on it. With this Spellbinding Cloth, you can remove an enchantment from an item. Kind of cool. So I'm just going to go back to the house, because I know there's a thing or two that I've got an enchantment on it that's pretty crappy. Just get rid of this spider. Go back into the house. Yeah, protection 4, that's actually pretty good. What do I have over here? Fire. We'll take this projectile. And if we put the Spellbinding Cloth, you'll see, oh, it's now a fresh set of iron ladings, and the Spellbinding Cloth takes a little bit of durability. I doubt I will ever use all the durability on this cloth. But what it does is it lets you, like with some of the really expensive materials, you can re-enchant it with whatever you need. So, like, eventually, the Thaumium armor I'm wearing, I'd like to get with repair on it. Right now, I got fire protection and haste. Not very good. Eventually, I'd like to get repair on it so it keeps itself protected. So it'll keep repairing itself. One other thing I found is while I was searching for silverwood trees, I found bamboo. This stuff is evil. It really is. The way it works is it's a simple plant it, and it will grow into a big tree-like thing, giant bamboo plant. Come on. No, that didn't work. And my hose not working either. Okay. Well, what it does is it produces a long, thin stalk, and then when you cut it down, you get a bunch of bamboo. Well, the way it works is if you leave the thing up, it will search the area around it and see if there's open grass. If there's open grass, it will put another one of these bamboo shoots nearby. And then when that grows, it will start checking the nearby area. And then you'll get 2 of them checking the nearby area, and so on and so on. There can only be 7 bamboo shoots within, I think it's like 5 squares, something like that. But eventually it will slowly cover the area. I had planted like 4 or 5 of these, and then I had left to go on a little trip for a couple days. When I came back, this entire area was covered in bamboo. The entire thing. It was not fun. So, be careful with bamboo. You need to keep an eye on it. Whoa! Ah! What's up with this guy? Ow. Ow. Sometimes I hate those named monsters. I wonder if they spawn out of the zombie spawner. That may not be good. Keep an eye on that. But that's why I have this entire chest of bamboo. And some more over here. It's nasty, nasty stuff. It grows everywhere. But I did get to use some of it to create this nice little bamboo wall for my chestnut farm. And it looks kind of cool. Ah, yes. That is an aura node. Let me just step outside. Yes, this is what the aura nodes look like for Thaumcraft. As you can see, I'm now in a moderate flux area. This just represents some of the flux I've been spewing into the atmosphere. Some areas have flux naturally. That little sparkle you just saw is it slowly absorbs flux. over time, it will, to alleviate Flux, it'll either release wisps, or it will hit you with random status effects like I was talking about earlier. I had once where I just got randomly poisoned for 20 seconds for no particular reason. But if I take off the goggles, can't see anything. Nope, and there's the node again. And this way you can, when you're wandering around the world, you can see where nodes are. It is possible to move nodes. It takes a lot of work to get to it. And it's not quite something I'm ready for. I don't quite need a giant node yet. Maybe in the future. So, I think the other thing I'm going to show you today is a little bit of what the Nether looks like in this world. It's very, very different from the world that you're aware of. The Nether has trees and weird structures and all sorts of things and really dangerous creatures. Nope, there's another node over there. Now, I did patch up the hole that the explosion caused when I came into this world. I wanted to make it look a little bit more natural, so in we go. Yep, I've done a little bit of protection to make this area a little bit safer. But as you can see, vines, trees, pigmen, all this cobblestone is for me working to find another fortress, which I eventually found. It was a huge pain. Why is there a random bone meal in here? That's weird. The Nether's a weird place. Yep, dirt. Like I said, some trees. Those are those cursed trees we saw earlier. Zombie pigmen. Mushrooms, lava. Scary place. I was here once before and was attacked by giant fire spiders. And they killed me. These are thorn bushes. No, I guess actually those are dead tree bushes. I thought they were thorn bushes. There are thorn bushes around here. I'm actually just going to take this nether quartz because I need it for magic research. Because it's a very good source of the purest aspect without having to use diamonds or anything truly valuable. Ooh. Little hidey hole here, Mr. Pigman. But there are some rare materials in the Nether as well. Like our friend's journal had said, the cobalt was around here. I don't actually know where he got his cobalt from. It was, in this area somewhere. There's also a really dangerous a version of creepers. Oh, fire spider. Yeah, those things are not cool. There's actually versions of those spiders which are giant fire spiders, which when you kill them, they split into 3. And yeah, that's what got me previously, was the split into 3. Having fire resistance potions is really, really good. I actually have a bunch of them, but I forgot to bring them. Oh, or a node way over there. But yep, it's your typical Nether, dangerous stuff, chance of good materials around. So it's something that I try not to go to unless I absolutely need to, because those fire spiders still scare me. But yep. So giant mushroom over there. There's actually some really interesting structures. Oh, those are the thorn bushes right there. And it's funny, the pigmen get all sorts of weird weapons. Pigmen with a fishing pole. There's actually over in the distance, there's like a giant bone structure, which is interesting because you can convert those into bone meal rather than having to kill skeletons for them. Why is the aura going down? Oh, it must be because it's recharging my my pickaxe, or not my pickaxe, my my hoe. Traditional fire bats, white trees, kind of cool. Yeah, let's go over here for a bit. Yep, see those spire-like things? Those are the stupid fire bats. Those are the bone structures I was talking about earlier. And these mushrooms are weird. I think I remember somewhere, like, if you get 3 or 4 different types of mushrooms, you can actually combine them into, like, a mushroom stew. But, chop these down. And then, I don't need string. And then just put them in your crafting thing, and you'll get 6 per. For the little ones, or for the medium ones. What do I not need? I don't need gunpowder. I don't need the beet seed. So if I take these, you get 12 for the big ones. So this is actually a really, really good way to get bone meal if you can stomach it. Like I said, it's dangerous here. So I think with this, I'm going to cut this episode short here. I'm still doing some more magic research. I've got a couple ideas. I actually found a flying harness. So maybe it'll be similar to my jetpack that I had previously, but it takes a ton of material to make it. So I have to do some gathering and figure out exactly what's needed for that. But it's something to work on, right? And maybe once I get that, it'll make exploring this place a little bit safer. And then we can go and get more materials. So, alright, thanks for watching, people. Have fun. Nope. Named Pidman. Fortunately, they don't aggro on you, which is a good thing. But yes, so thanks for watching. If you could like, share, and favorite this video. And as always, have fun.